If a man is at home all the time and he's the breadwinner, that's a bad sign. And the problem with being a father is you can never get it 100. If I give you time, we don't have money. If I get the money, you don't have me. I can't be there and earn a living at the same time. I'm living. If
Shout out to all my blue collar brothers. All right, without y'all, nothing would be possible nowadays, right? Sure, the engineer can design the buildings. Sure, they can design the bridges, etc., etc. The software, all kind of blueprints that you can think of. But without the mechanics, without the railroad workers, without the construction workers, who's gonna build them? Because I promise you, engineers are not handymen. I promise you that, fellas. I'm an engineer, you guys know that. I'm an aerospace engineer. Luckily, I grew up in a environment that forced me to learn things and to learn things that involves my hands. No homo. Let's keep it PG-13 and let's get the point across. Let's not get dirty here now, okay? That forced me to learn hands-on stuff. Working on my cars, working in the house for like if something broke down, plumbing and stuff, fixing stuff here and there. Small stuff, obviously. I'm not a certified handyman to the point where I make a living out of that. So just small stuff that I don't need a hand of a professional for. I did it myself because I grew up extremely poor. If something broke down in my car, in my motorcycle, I had to fix it myself for the most part. This one time, my my engine broke. The cylinder heads in my motorcycle, where you screw the spark plugs in, those threads got effed up, like hella jacked up. Whoever put the threads in, the spark plugs in there before, cross threaded them, and I was hella redlining my motorcycle, and so it popped one of those spark plugs out. When it popped out, it messed up the whole threads, and there's nothing I could do except either rebore, like re-drill the threads in there with a bigger diametered drill bit, or buy a new freaking engine. And the engine had a lot of freaking miles on it already, so I just decided to go buy a new engine instead. But yeah, I had to learn those things myself, and I have seen firsthand as well when I was in school how little these engineers know when it comes to actually applying that textbook knowledge into real world. Sure, I can sit here and tell you guys theory about how an airplane works, where the static margins are, where what kind of engine you might need on your airplane. Allison engine. Allison is a very popular engine brand that a lot of airplanes use, by the way. If it's a single prop or dual prop, multi-engine, I can tell you all that all day long. Sure, yeah. What the engine efficiency is, usually engine efficiencies are no more than 30 to 40%. And we're still working on bettering that. I can sit here and tell you what the structural load is, where all the load paths go on the plane, and the structures aspect of it. I can sit here and tell you what the angle of attack might be for this particular aircraft. If you're trying to design the same aircraft as an aerodynamics guy, I can sit here and tell you all day long what the chord line is, where it is, how the airfoil should be shaped. Airfoil is what makes the wing, by the way. It's a 2D concept and a wing is a 3D. I don't want to get technical right now. You guys know what I'm trying to say. You guys get the idea. I can sit here and tell you guys all day long. Mechanical engineers can come in here and tell you guys how a piston engine works all day long. Intake valves, exhaust valves, etc., etc. But if you don't know how to work these things, if something breaks down, then what you gonna do? Because if you go to an engineer, he's only gonna give you the paper document of, okay, read this, follow these steps, and fix it. But if you don't know how to fix it, if you don't know what a 3/8 socket looks like, if you don't know the difference between the American system and the English system and the metric system, the SI unit system, what you gonna do about any of that? You're gonna keep Googling everything? Huh? If you don't know how to use a torque spec or a torque wrench, you're gonna break the torque wrench. Do you guys even know how much torque wrenches cost? They're pretty damn expensive. So without you guys, this country would have stopped, man. Without the truck drivers, ladies, think of 5 important daily products that you use that your life would have stopped if they weren't at your disposal, if they weren't at your vicinity. Now ask yourself, how do these products get to me? Oh, well, I go to the shop and then I pick them out from the shelves and then I check them out. That's how I get them. Okay, how do they get to the shop? Have you guys ever think about things like that? How certain things work? What's behind certain things? No, you don't. It's men who's running this economy, blue-collared men. Don't get me wrong, we need white-collar men, obviously. But I promise you, with the engineering advancement that we have currently, with the medical field is a little bit different because every year, every few months, there's probably a new virus coming in. So there's constant research going on that. So we need doctors more than anything else, right? That's a different field. That's a specialty field to talking about doctors and stuff. I'm not talking about nurses. I'm talking about doctors. People who went through med school, 4 years of med school, and then they went through their residency. They have their short coat. Now they have their long coats. That's a different specialty field. So yeah, we definitely need them. But when it comes to the engineering side and the mathematics side and the technology side, smartphone, computers, etc., if we stopped designing new things and just kept what we have currently as a human race, the human race would be just fine. If we have the blue collar workers to keep making new products with the existing design that we have and ship them, transfer them from one side of the world to the other. You don't need any more new design to live comfortably. Like, think about it, man. Just think about the advancements, the technological advancements and engineering advancements that we have currently. If we just had these, obviously we're going to have to mitigate the population growth. Because if people keeps popping out from everywhere in herds, then yeah, we're going to need to come up with other solutions to feed up all these people, to make sure all these new people getting medical treatment, new technology, blah, 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 fucking blah, right? You guys get the idea. But if we mitigated it and kept this current design of engineering buildings, engineering bridges, cars, vehicles, smartphones, computers, we'll be just fine. So yes, blue-collar workers are that important. Because if we don't have them and we keep the existing designs, the world would stop. There's a meme that was going around on TikTok that said, if men didn't exist, and women are saying that we would live such a happy, wonderful life, I bet y'all would have been dead within some few months. Within the span of months, you would have been dead. I promise you would have been dead. You ladies, you guys have no idea about how the world works and runs. Money makes the world go around. And men, overwhelming majority-wise, still make the most amount of money in this world than women do. Because men pick the career paths that pay them more than what women do. It has nothing to do with sexism and patriarchy and wage gap based on genders. But salute to all your brothers, man. You guys, only a man will understand another man's pain like this, who has to constantly go out, bring the bacon home, and still get shamed for something, who can never make everybody happy in the family. Only another man will understand his pain. Or if a woman is dating other women, then she would understand what it's like to be a man. Ladies, you guys shame us. You guys say, oh, who hurt you? This is not right, because you have never dated another woman. Go date another bitch. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll be clear as daylight to you. But brothers, keep your heads up, okay? If you have a kid, you gotta take care of it, okay? That kid had no choice to bring itself into this earth. You chose to bring it in here. So it's now your responsibility. Yes, I know. And you just have to bite the bullet. And be the bad guy, but at the back of your head, you know you're doing your best to provide that kid with a better future. And as long as you can go to bed every night with a clear head, knowing that you're true to yourself, that's all that matters. See, your guilt, your subconscious is gonna eat you alive if you do something wrong. Yeah, and if you're not true to yourself. Even if you don't get caught with it, ever, you're gonna die inside, unless you're a sociopath or a psychopath. All right, that's a different story. I'll take a sip of my drink. But yeah, man, if you don't have any kids, get to a position first to where you can give your kids enough time without having to worry about the money. Before that, do not get kids, man. Nothing will F up your life more than having a kid when you're not ready for them. Because, fellas, kids need resources and our time as parents. I don't know why I just said our time. I ain't got no kids. Shit, as far as I know. But kids need their parents' time as well as their resources. You're going to let another person, a nanny, raise your kids? They're not going to learn a damn thing from them. So you need to make sure you have enough time to give to your kids and you have enough resources to the point where if you don't work, you're not going to go broke or hungry. These are the things you guys have to think about, man. These are the things that's going to affect you long term. And without long-term vision, you're just going to go out and without any dig discipline and start knocking every bitch up. Hey, man, it's your life at the end of the day, right? Do what you want to do. Follow me on Instagram at Zeekpeak.